Hello, Doctor. We are Group 6. Next, we would like to introduce our research proposal, and these are all of my group members.
I will tell the introduction research background. In today's world, under the background of economic globalization and technological innovation, the development process of supply chain management has undergone tremendous changes. Traditional models of supply chains, such as linear supply chains, are transforming into emerging digital supply chains. With its advanced digital technologies such as the Internet of Things, big data analysis, artificial intelligence, blockchain, and other technologies, the digital supply chain automates every link of the overall supply chain, including procurement, production, logistics, warehousing, and customer service. Those real-time collection, sharing, and analysis of data. This digital transformation not only improves the operational efficiency and market responsiveness of enterprises, but also promotes enterprises to create more commercial and production value. However, despite the significant competitive advantages of digital supply chains, their development still faces challenges from many aspects. For example, a series of issues such as technology integration issues, under data scrutiny, and personal privacy issues implies difficulty in learning digital skills and the actual willingness of partners in each link of the supply chain to share data are all key issues for companies to effectively implement digital supply chains. In addition, with the third test of global environmental issues, the concept of sustainable development is deeply rooted in the hearts of the people, and enterprises must pay attention to a series of sustainable development issues while promoting the digitalization of the supply chain, of how to reduce carbon emissions, how to optimize the use of resources, and how to achieve the goal of green supply chain are all important questions worth considering. Therefore, it is of great significance to explore the current situation, challenges, and future development directions of the digital supply chain, whether it is to promote the economic growth and sustainable development of enterprises, or to promote the overall development of the economic and the society. In recent years, there has been an increasing number of studies on various issues and future development of digital supply chains, but most of them focus on the application effects of a single technology or specific industry, and lack a systematic scientific analysis of the overall digital supply chain process and overall framework. In addition, the research on the methods and the effects of how digital supply chains can effectively help enterprises achieve sustainable economic growth is still a part worth funding. Therefore, it's of great theoretical and practical value to analyze the current development status of digital supply chain in depth, systematically summarize the many challenges in face, and discuss the future development strategies. Okay, the next part is the problem statement. Although the theoretical concept and practical application of digital supply chain have developed to a certain extent in today's area, enterprises still face many problems and challenges in the actual application process. The following problems are mainly manifested in: the first is difficulties in the integration and implementation of digital technologies. When enterprises use emerging technologies such as the Internet of Things, artificial intelligence, and big data analysis, they often face the practical problems such as the complexity of different systems, the high cost of technology research and development, and the long implementation cycle. In addition, it is also very difficult to cooperate and coordinate between different technologies, which requires a lot of human and material resources, which also hinders the comprehensive digital development process of the supply chain. And the second point is the data scrutiny and privacy leakage risk. the whole process development of the digital supply chain needs to rely on large amount of the real-time data transmission and sharing, so as to give full play to the significant role to the digital supply chain in improving efficiency. However, at the same time, this also increases the scrutiny risks of data theft, cyber attacks, and privacy leaks, resulting in related concerns in data sharing among enterprises, which has a negative impact on the improvement of supply chain collaboration efficiency. And the third point is lack of the organizational and employee adaptability. Companies need employees with high digital skills as they digitally transform their supply chains. However, in the traditional supply chains industry, many practitioners do not have the knowledge, reserves the relevant foundations required of digital transformation, which requires enterprises to carry out tailored training and system management of relevant knowledge, which adds the potential problems and more cost of the subsequent development of the digital supply chain in all aspects. Okay, we will continue to the problem statement. And the first point is the dilemma of balancing sustainable development of economic growth. Most companies today focus more on how to reduce costs and improve efficiency when implementing digital supply chains and ignore how to achieve environmentally sustainable development goals through digital technologies, how to improve the economic benefits of the digital supply chain while taking into account the sustainable development goals is a practical problem worth solving. And the last point is the real-time complexity of global supply chains. In the context of globalization, supply chain networks are becoming more complex and uncertain. How to improve the resilience of digital supply chains in response to these real-time changes is a key challenge.
Hi everyone, I'm Li Xiao. I will introduce our research objectives and research questions. Incorporating digitalization into the supply chain is helpful to the company's expansion and overall good performance. However, overcoming several organizational, strategic, and technological challenges is crucial to the successful implementation of digital supply chain. This study attempts to identify the key challenges with the aim of providing suggestions for improving digital supply chain efficiency towards sustainable growth in the future. Therefore, this research is set to achieve the following objectives. Firstly, to assess the current state and the future direction of digital supply chain adoption. Secondly, to identify the key challenges that organizations face in adopting and managing digital supply chain. Thirdly, to propose recommendations on digital supply chain efficiency towards sustainable growth. To achieve these objectives, the following specific research questions are addressed in this study. Firstly, what is the current state and future direction of digital supply chain adoption? Secondly, what are the key challenges organizations face in adopting and managing digital supply chains? Thirdly, how can digital supply chain technologies contribute to sustainable growth in the global markets?
Hi, I'm Shaira Ramzan, and I'm going to continue the presentation on my part, which is literature review, theoretical background, the framework, and also the hypothesis for this research. So let's start with the key concept of this research. So, digital supply chain. So, in today's fast-paced business world, digitalization in supply chain plays a huge role and crucial role in driving success. By leveraging advanced information systems and innovative technologies, organization can enhance their agility, improve customer service, and achieve sustainable growth. And this transformation of technology in supply chain operation not only assures a greater efficiencies but also foster customers' satisfaction and creates a long-term value for businesses. So the second one is the current state of supply chain, of digital supply chain. The current state of digital supply chain is characterized by the advanced technologies like AI, IoT, blockchain, which enable the enhancements of visibility, automation, and efficiency. Businesses are prioritizing resilient and risk management due to global disruption, while sustainability and transparency have become central to the operation. So basically, there are shifts toward flexible models like supply chain as a service to adapt to the dynamic market needs. So basically, the current state of digital supply chain will basically more on the evolvement of technology and advancement, and it creates a advantage to the businesses. Next will be will be on digitalization in supply chain future, the future direction of supply chain. So, um, the future of digital supply chain can lies in digital transformation, where advanced technologies are integrated and reshape the operation, the overall operation, to enhance customer value and adapt to the fast changing business landscape. However, there are still some limitations, some challenges in adopting and implementing the technology in supply chain operation for supply chain management. Um, Despite of the benefits and the advantage of this um, of technology, there's also some limitation to it. So one of the key challenges in the, digital supply chain adoption includes such things such as skill gaps, understandardized processes, um, cost, obviously high integration cost, and to integrate current or existing system with modern and digital system that could be also one of the challenges for organization because it's not easy to integrate those two to transfer data and so on and so forth. So it could be troublesome, it could be a bit of a tedious task for organization. However, um, uh, there are also um, others challenges that organization and businesses would face in the evolvement and development of technology in supply chain. Next is sustainable growth. So how can supply chain, digital supply chain move towards the sustainable growth? So sustainable growth in digital supply chains emphasize balancing economic stability, environmental impact, as well as social responsibility. So through practices, it could be through practices such as zero waste manufacturing, energy efficient innovations, ethical labor, and so on. So this approach enhance business reputation, also will increase customers' trust and long-term growth while benefiting the society and the environment. So not only a win to the organization, but also a win to society and also environment. So that's for literature review. Next is Next is on theoretical background. So we chose two theory that relate the most for our research. The first one will be dynamic capabilities. So what are dynamic capabilities? So basically, dynamic capabilities theory is highly relevant for this research, especially when we when we discuss about digital supply chain and sustainable growth. This theory emphasizes an organization's ability to adapt, to innovate, to reconfigure resources, and respond to change. In digital supply chain, this theory explains how integrating advanced um, technologies like AI, IoT enhances agility and operational efficiency. It also aligns with the sustainable goals by enabling businesses to reconfigure supply chain operations to balance economic, environmental, and social priorities. It also helps organizations to stay competitive while driving long-term sustainable growth. So that's our take for dynamic capabilities theory. The second one is resource-based view, which is RBV. So RBV aligns with the topic of digital supply chain in terms of It emphasized on the strategic importance of valuable, rare, inimitable, and non-substitutable VRIN resources. Digital technology, such as AI, artificial intelligence, IoT, Internet of Things, and automation, represent a critical resources that enable firms to or enable organizations to build a competitive advantage. When effectively utilized, these resources enhance supply chain efficiencies, customer satisfaction, and Sustainability outcome. So, by focusing on unique capabilities and assets, this theory provides a framework for organizations to integrate digital solutions while achieving sustainable growth. So that will be on the theory background. This is our research framework. Um, Digital supply chain, the current state, challenges, future direction, as well as sustainable growth. And this is our um, hypothesis. So the first hypothesis would be the implementation of digital supply chain is positively correlated with organizations' operational efficiencies and increased market competitiveness. And the second hypothesis would be insufficient technical expertise will create significant obstacles to the successful implementation of digital supply chain technology. The third hypothesis would be the adoption of integration digital supply chain that has a positive impact on organizational operational um, efficiencies and enhanced performance in achieving sustainable growth. Last but not least, the fourth hypothesis, the implementation on analytics and automations in supply chain is more likely to achieve better sustainability outcomes. So that's all from me on literature review, on theories, framework, and also hypothesis. I'm going to pass the presentation to my teammates um, for the next part. Thank you.
Next, I will introduce our research design and method. Our study will adopt a mixed method research design to explore the current states, challenges, and future directions for digital supply chain for sustainable growth. We will use both questionnaire survey and semi-structured interview to collect data. So let's start with the questionnaire design. A structured questionnaire will be created to gather data from supply chain professionals and individuals familiar with digital transformation, such as business managers and IT staffs. The questionnaire is divided into four sections. Firstly, demographics. This part collects basic information about the respondent, for instance, their gender, age, job roles, industry, and second, the current state. This section is aimed at investigating the degree of digitalization of supply chain processes. For example, the extent to which the participant's company has invested in supply chain digitalization technology in the last 5 years, what digital management platforms have been set up, or what new technologies have been adopted to manage process. And the third section is challenges. This section focuses on the challenges of supply chain transformation, such as cost, skill gaps, technology adoptions, and consumer satisfaction. Finally, is future direction. This section focuses on the importance and future trends of digitalized supply chain for sustainable growth. For example, the participants' current company strategies for sustainability and what are the positive or negative impacts of digital supply chain on sustainability. So our survey will combine close-ended questions like lecture skills and open-ended questions for deeper insights. Next, let's discuss our interview design. We will conduct semi-structured interview to gain deeper insight into successful stories or failure in digital adoption and gather recommendations for sustainable growth. These interviews will hold via online meetings or video call using focus group discussion. Each group consisted 3 to 5 participants, categorized by industry or job position, to encourage their interactions and experience sharing. And finally, for our research population and sample. For questionnaire, we aim for a sample size of 377 valid responses, calculated based on a 95% confidence level and a 5% margin of error from a population of 20,000. For interviews, we want to select 50 to 20 participants from diverse roles such as supply chain managers, industry experts, and IT professionals. If access to professionals is limited, we also consider including business students specialized in supply chain management or insights from expert report and conferences.
Okay, I will continue with the presentation with the sampling method. For this study, we are adopting non-probability sampling because our respondent is we have a very specific requirement, which is the person who are involved in the digital supply chain or familiar with the digital supply chain. Or in a simple word, which means our respondent must have experience or knowledgeable in the digital of supply chain. For example, supply chains manager or IT manager, they involved in the supply chains transition from the traditional to the digital. And then our sample size already mentioned by my friend, which is 377. This we get this number by using a sample size calculator from Google. And then for the non-probability sampling type, we use two types. First is judgmental, second is snowball. Judgmental actually refers to the respondent who have experience, who are expertise, and have knowledge in the research area, which is supply chains, digital supply chains. And then for the snowball, we are using this type because the respondent that came from the supply chains, especially for those who have a position such as a manager, is quite difficult for us to find it, 377. So yeah, we are using this snowball to ask the respondent, the existing respondent who are just already answer our questionnaire, maybe by a Likert scale or interview. So we asking them if maybe they have a contact from the same organization or from the different organization who are involved in the supply chain digital. So that's all from me. I will pass to the next presenter.
In this part, I will introduce our data collection method. Our research will use a mixed methods approach, combining both quantitative and qualitative data collection method. The primary data will be collected by distributing questionnaires, mainly through online survey and email, which is relatively economic and time-saving. The qualitative data will be collected through interviews to gain deeper understanding of digital supply chain. The questionnaire is constructed in 4 sections. The first part contains some multi-choice questions to collect basic personal information of the participants. The Likert scale and open-ended question in the second to the fourth part are used to assess the current situation of digital supply chain and to identify the key challenges and the direction of the future of digital supply chain. Throughout the survey process, several screening questions are embedded in the questionnaire to determine whether the respondents answer the questionnaire seriously. At the end of the survey, the respondents will be asked if they would like to participate in post-survey interviews. If so, they can leave their contact information.
Source of questionnaire. So before we are really distribute our questionnaire to our respondent, we are conducting a pilot testing, where this pilot testing are used to confirm the validity and reliability of our questionnaire. Once we done conducting this pilot testing, we make a minor adjustment so that's aligned with our research questions and research objective. And we are taking 10% from our actual sample size. Now, our questionnaire is divided into 4 sections. First, demographic, because we are really detail. We are really paying attention in selecting our respondent. That's why we come up with the demographics to identify whether we are getting the data from the accurate respondent for the right respondent or not. And this demographic it consists of 5 questions, and we adopt it from the Lee et al. 2024 and Yi et al. 2022. And then move to the section 2, digital supply chain. It consists 4 questions where we adopt this item from Lee et al. 2024, Lee et al. 2021, and Tong et al. 2023. And then move to the digital supply chain challenges. It consists 3 questions. We are adopting this item from the Mubarak et al. 2024 and Tong et al. 2023. And the last section is sustainable supply chain performance and future direction. It consists of 3 questions, and this question came from the Tong et al. 2023, Mubarak et al. 2024, and Lee et al. 2024. So basically, in a short, our primary source of selecting the questionnaire came from the 5 research paper. Conclusions, implication, and contribution. All right. First is the implication. So this study actually we explore about the transformative impact of digital supply chains, where by adopting this digital supply chains, it actually will the organization actually would like to grab the benefit of the DSC, especially operational efficiency, and then to gain the competitive advantage in the market as well as to be sustained in the market. So, and then when we are talking about digital, obviously it will involve incorporating the advanced technologies such as AI and IoT. So this actually by integrate this system in the supply chains practice, it have its benefits. However, it also came with some challenges. So, if the organization really would like to, to grab the benefit, they need to implement the digital supply chain along with the right framework, along with the right strategy. So in this paper, so we come up with a strategy how to overcome the challenges, and as well as we also are talking about the sustainability goals is focused on the ESG as well as sustainable in the market as a business, and this is by adopting this ESG in their organization, it's not only beneficial for the environmental society, but it's also beneficial for them, for their business, especially for the long-term business growth. In this paper, it have 2 contributions. First, framework for digital supply chains integration. So just now I already mentioned that our paper we propose a actionable strategy to overcome the challenges, because many and a lot of previous paper they identify the challenges, but they did not come up with the actionable strategy. So that's why we are conducting this study, because the research gap. And then the next one is the future research direction. So by highlighting the gap in the technology integration, which is the challenges, security risks, and the organizational readiness, this research lays the groundwork for the future studies to explore innovative solutions and industry-specific application. This means that for the future researchers, they can use our paper to make this is actually our limitation, where they can be more specific in selecting of industry. Also they can use the more real life data, and to be more practical, so they can maybe improve the strategy that we suggested. So that's all from me. Thank you.